Is this thing on? Yep, it's on. Hey guys and girls, it's your girl Judy O, aka Green Fire Motivation. And I am excited, and we know why, because it's Motivation Monday. It's Motivation Monday. It's Motivation Monday. Oh yeah, did I forget to tell you? It's Motivation Monday here on the Green Fire Motivation channel. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're a returning supporter, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Without you, there would be no reason for the channel. So, it's Motivation Monday, and I have a question for you, as always. So, the question is, did anybody go back to school today? Did anybody go back to school today? Did anybody go back to school today? Okay, so if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, and by all means, leave a comment at the bottom of the video. Let me know what you thought. Give me some feedback. And so back to the question. Did anybody start school today? Okay, so in Pitt County, it was the first day of kids returning to school, which is the reason why, well, pretty much this whole month, kids have been returning to school, at least in North Carolina. I know ECU started back, I think, the week of the 17th, and then I started back on the week of the 22nd, and then the children started back to school today. However, my pre-K class doesn't actually start until this Thursday. But the reason for the back to school theme for this month is to kind of give you some golden nuggets or emeralds so that you can have a better year this year maybe than you did last year. Or maybe you can look to improve upon some things that you know you could have done better last year. And when I say last year, it could be last year as in the year, and it could be last year as in the last school year. And so this month, just to recap, we talked about the keys to organization. It says the key to stress is organizing. Okay, so that was the first week. The second week, we talked about what's in your toolbox and how you can, the things that you put in there can help you throughout the year. The third week, we talked about your schedule. Stop neglecting your schedule. And I'm talking to myself. You guys just happen to be hearing me saying, stop neglecting your schedule. Okay. Then last week we talked about being flexible, as in when things don't always turn out the way you want them to, instead of responding negatively to them, take the time to adapt to the situations. And they usually turn out even better than you thought. And then this week, I actually have something written here. But there's so many different ways to close out this month with the theme of back to school. And so the reason why I asked the question, who started school today? Did anybody start school today? Is because what we have to realize is that school is year round. School is year round. We have been persuaded that school is when you go into a building and, write in a notebook, and there's a teacher in the front of the class and all that good stuff, which is not necessarily wrong. But what we have to understand is that school is year round, and school doesn't just happen in the classroom. School happens in the grocery store. School happens as we're riding down the road. School happens as we socialize with people. And the reason why I say that is because it doesn't matter where we are, what we're doing, we're always learning. We're always learning something different. We're always expanding on the knowledge that we do have. We're taking, thoughts of other people and, molding them and melting them into our own thoughts to make our thoughts that more complex. And so when I say, did anybody start school today? Really, it's a rhetorical question, because if we go to school year round, not only do we go to school year round, we go to school all our lives. Okay. And so that's why it's important for us to have organization. That's why it's important for us to have a toolbox with the proper tools for success in there. That's why we need to stop neglecting our schedules, because not following the schedule is usually where you fall off the track, so to speak. Not being flexible, can cause serious frustration and cause us not to want to do what it is that we know we should do, just because of our emotions taking over. And so when I say, did you start school today? Really what I'm saying is, did you start learning today? What have you learned today that you didn't know yesterday? What can you learn tomorrow that you didn't know today? So who started school today? You could start school every day. You start school every day. Okay? So what I originally was going to talk about this week was commitment. And so commitment basically is you intentionally doing something over and over again because you decided that that's what you were going to do and you're going to stick with it. That's commitment. Now, that may not necessarily be the Google version of it, but that's my definition of commitment. You say you're going to do something and you stick with it no matter what. You make it a rule. You make it a law of your life. Okay? And so commitment is important when it comes to the back to school thing, because when you commit to your success at something, your experience is that much better. When you commit to learning a subject, learning a new language, learning a new math equation, when you commit to these things, it comes with a level of accomplishment. You can pat yourself on the back because you learned something that you didn't know before. And school is a commitment because, like I said, you can start school every single day, every time. As soon as you open your eyes, school starts. As soon as you open your eyes, school starts. But when it comes to specific, like a structured educational system, you have to be committed. You have to be committed to go to school every day. You have to be committed to participate in class. You have to be committed to turning in your homework assignments. You have to be committed to reviewing your notes. You have to be committed to making sure you're there and prepared to take your exams, whether it be midterms, finals, or what have you. It's all about doing what you say you're going to do. It's all about doing what you say you're going to do. And this spans from 4-year-olds all the way up until, and the reason I say 4-year-olds because in pre-K, even though the children don't always realize that they are learning per se, they know without shadow of a doubt by the end of the year that there's a whole lot of information that they've gained that they didn't have when they first got there. And so understanding that, they come to school. Now, I take it back. They're committed. Let me tell you what the 4-year-olds are committed to. The 4-year-olds are committed to playing in housekeeping. They are committed to pretending that they're cooking. They're committed to pretending that they're ironing clothes. They're committed to pretending that they're the princess and they put on the costumes and stuff. So they're committed to learning without even knowing they're committed to learning. See, in their mind, they're playing. But if they learn the word firefighter, if they learn the word bowl, if they learn the word hand puppet, all of that is new to them because it's not words that they have been using prior to. So they're learning. They're committed to learning, just not intentionally committed to learning. But see, that's the reason why the teacher's in the room, because the teacher makes the connection. They bridge that gap. And to be honest, just think about the people in your life that bridge that gap for your learning. Think about the people who you just have a normal conversation with, and it's like, oh man, I never thought about it that way. Or it's like, oh man, I wish I had thought of it that way. I wish you had told me that sooner. Think about that for a second. It doesn't have to be someone that's labeled as a teacher. And I will go so far as to say everybody is a teacher. Some are intentional and some are not intentional. If you're a parent, you cannot tell me that you're not a teacher. If you're a child, you can't tell me you're not a teacher. The children tell their parents about themselves without even knowing it. And parents tell their children about themselves but they know it because, that discipline is something real. But I'm just saying, we have to take advantage of the chances and the opportunities that we're given to learn on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on a moment-to-moment basis, because that's where the growth is. I'm reading this book and it's called Tiny Habits, right? And so in the book, it talks about taking it bit by bit and celebrating your victories along the way. And so that's what we're looking to do when we commit to school, when we commit to being a better version of ourselves, okay? We're taking it bit by bit, okay? And so when we take it bit by bit, it works out a lot better than if we try to take it all on at once. Trust me, I know from personal experience. That's a whole nother video I'm not going to get into right now. But Green Fire Motivation wants to say to you today on this Motivation Monday, on this Back to School series, that you need to be committed to your success. And when you're committed to your success, there's nothing that you can't do. When you are committed to your success, there is nothing that you can't do. You're unstoppable, invincible, a champion. That's the song, right? But I'm not going to sing it this time. Okay, guys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and let you go on this Motivation Monday. And it was a pleasure speaking with you. Even though I can't see you, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Because even though I'm talking to a camera at this moment, I do go back and look at my views. And so for anybody who's looking at this video right at this moment, thank you so much for your support. And I pray that something that I've said has impacted you and empowered you to take action and to take control of your life. This is your girl, Judy O, aka Green Fire Motivation, on the Green Fire Motivation channel, where green means go. I will see you guys on Wordivation Wednesday. Bye!